it's Christine Grace. Welcome back to my channel. Today is another reaction video. Like the video on your way in. Let's get straight into it.
Stay in competition, be stronger, get your nails did, get your promotion, and rally for women's rights. Allow others to raise your children so you can blame the system that they didn't turn out as wonderful as they could have. Turn to the government. Vote your way to happiness. This time we're in contains a message, and I believe it's a perfect time for modern women to reflect on who they really are, what our natural place is, the natural order that brings peace and fulfillment to ourselves, our families, our communities, and our wonderful men. So I know that women have been purposefully infiltrated with fairy tales in classrooms that dismiss men, their innovations, their integrity, their protection, their strength, their very essence, in pursuit of the agenda for women to share or entirely assume the burden that is not naturally best fought and won by women. These fairy tales and classrooms show women winning in arenas that they don't naturally win in.
We are 1 minute 18 seconds into this video, and I like her. I like her.
Thrust women on the shoulders of superiority, of domination. The world can be on the woman's shoulders, and it's no problem. Women are so strong they can do the job of one woman and a man, or 5 men, or 10. Who needs men? You with me, ladies? Women are invincible. Well, I'm not. 2 awesome people are better than 1, is my opinion. So I don't want to spit on the notion that some individuals, women in this case, have the strength and fortitude to endure hard times, or be taken by a flatus, or that a woman cannot be a bel esprit, or survive on her own. But just because they're able doesn't mean it's best. There are a lot of people who are freaking out right now. You know who's not freaking out right now? Real men. Here's my definition of a real man. A real man has spent his time, or most of it, cultivating himself. He's strong, patient, stoic, capable, accepting. He does what he can and accepts what he can't. He doesn't accept the wrong in the world, but he sees the wrong and does not let it penetrate his world, or if he has one, his home. I'm using home in a different way. I'll get to it. Now, what constitutes world is different for each man, but for every real man, the world starts with his mind. And once the mind is firmly secured by its rightful property owner, the real man may extend his property portfolio. Bedroom, house, cabin, property, farm, personal community, etc. Every man has a personal property line, and he keeps it safe from evil. He's not a hoarder. He doesn't hold on to anything, mindset, material, relationships, anything that would be a liability rather than an asset. And he adds to his property portfolio when he feels his masculine nature desires him to take on more. He does this because he carries what he can, and his strength is ever increasing. But he doesn't burden himself with a weight that he can't handle, whether it's emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually, etc. Some real men's personal property is a real woman. Woohoo! That's when a man finds his home. He's been out in the world, wandering, chopping down trees, honing his mind, conquering, failing, succeeding, building, learning. And then one day he thinks, you know what? I'm ready to settle down, find myself a home. Now, any ladies offended at my words, please hold on, or don't, whatever. Women still have personal responsibility. I'm not saying property in the sense that you have no autonomy, not at all. You always have personal responsibility, and with it comes freedom to make your own decisions, to choose your steps. Without the ability to make your own decisions comes a loophole to profess how nothing is your fault. You're a victim, your husband's the worst, or you were just following orders. Think of the I just work here mentality. But when a woman uses her good judgment, she gives herself, her body, her spirit to a man. It is a voluntary act between her and the man. Hers is a submissive gesture to be in partnership with the man, and a real man leads his woman. I think some women hate the idea because they think a man will be a tyrant, but a real man's intention is to lead you both to a good life or a better life every day. The goal is to live a good life, safety and happiness, joy and the obtainment of goals. You're his home, and a real man takes care of his home. My prediction is that if there are women listening that don't like it, you're of 2 different sets. There's 2 different sets of women. First are the ones with a certain mindset, which creates the second type. The mindset guides the woman's decisions, which creates an outcome. So it's a mindset and an outcome. You're living either in one of those. The mindset I refer to is one in which the belief is held that a patriarchy is inhibiting to a woman's personal happiness. That patriarchy hurts women, not helps. That patriarchy must be eradicated. That women must show men.
The Marxist communist view that too many women believe today.
And who's boss, and it's women. It's a mindset of competition. It's pretty much dick envy. This mindset leads to the outcome.
I really like her. I really like her. She's out here quoting Freud. I love her.
Women who have chosen to partner up with a man, not a real man, but the kind of man they had professed to want, the kind of man they sought out, the kind of man who wants a woman to dominate them. They want the woman to wear the pants. These women choose poorly and suffer the consequences. They don't respect their weak man, but keep in mind those men are suffering too. That's where a lot of people are right now, hence this video topic. These women suffer from building their minds and life on a false reality. It's faulty construction. They've learned how to build a house from a glass blower. They follow the advice and end up in a weak glass house. Life is fragile, so the shelter in your home should not be. I find it amazing how many women repel the idea of loving one man, working hard with and for one man, yet give their devotion and trust to a government. Some women choose to believe in one, tens, hundreds, or thousands of people having their back, your back, instead of believing in one man. Why? I'm beginning to think that women have suffered such a blow from feminism that they honestly don't know how to add real value to the world or to a relationship. And I think my theory is exhibited all around. So my loose theory is that because women forgot or outright dismiss how they can add value to their relationships, they fear that if a real man found out who they were, he wouldn't want to have their back. The government, on the other hand, doesn't know them, not personally. So do you think that's why some women depend on government? Because in order to have support, they mustn't be truly known? Perhaps they hide behind the notion that they're worthy of support, that they're a good person who's worth being saved, as long as it's by someone who doesn't know them. If that makes you upset, it might be worth taking a deep dive into who you really are and what you really provide. Oh, but wait, I know. The government doesn't just have your back, it's the nation's back. They're looking out for everyone. Okay, fine. If that brings you comfort, fine. But the only way people really look at the world is through their own lens. You don't want to die. Yeah, I know. You don't want anyone else to die. How noble. But really, it's you you're concerned about. You live your entire life thinking about you. And let me guess, it's also the government who thinks about you, who cares about you. Because government doesn't think about themselves. They're altruistic. That's why they were voted in, right? Is to think about you. People in government aren't really
Democrats be like
known for killing and starving their own kind. Democide has only killed less than Charles Manson. Wait, I might have that wrong. Well, anyway, if you want, you look up the numbers on democide. Ladies, we've had it wrong for a long while. And not all ladies, but a lot of ladies. Women have been raised, like I said before, within classrooms that vilify men and bolsters government and women. We've seen cartoons where the woman is the smart, strong hero. We've seen action movies that give women totally fake powers over men. But they never show a woman's true superhero strength. They don't show the key to how to live and die a meaningful life. So what is our strength? You want to guess? It's femininity. Let's play the worst case scenario game. Okay, let's say shit goes down, like serious shortages, fighting individuals.
I love playing this game, especially with feminists. It's a real fun game to play.
Banding together. So feminists, or any ladies who have stated that they want total equality, for the strong independent proclaimers, do you really, really, really want an equal fight with the bad man? Do you really think that's your natural place, to fight and win? Or
cue the self-defense girls. Oh yeah, right. I mean, I can beat a man by using his strength against him. Try it. Try it. Yeah, but I know a girl. One time. You try it.
would it be an unfair fight? So you would want the guy to say something like, okay, well, I'll give you 10 swings before I hit you. But that wouldn't be equal, would it? For the banding together scenario, do you really think that you should be taken on in a group just because you're a woman, or you're black, or you're Hispanic, or you're tall, or you're skinny, or you're fat? Is that how equality works? Do you really think you should be chosen to split wood over a more qualified man just because you're a woman? Here's one. Do you really want to walk through dangerous streets with a feminist man? One who also believes that you're equal to him in all ways?
Do what you want to the girl, but leave me alone.
These scenarios are something that most people are not faced with, but they're still great examples of the ridiculousness of the modern feminist point of view. You take a mindset, a theory, and apply it to the worst case scenario. If it's a good theory, it must also work in today's landscape.
It's just basic science. If you have a theory, test it. And if the test fails, well, maybe change the hypothesis. You might find something more lasting.
The truth is, as far as I can see, women have power, but they forgot it. Duh. They forgot. It's all the goddess groups and the women's get-togethers. They aren't really focusing on your real power, your real strength. They're just trying to teach you how to use your natural power in unnatural ways. You know what I want? I want to walk through the streets with a real man who understands that I'm not his equal, I'm his home. I want to support a real man who can fight a bad man. And then when the time is over and his testosterone is still pumping through his veins and violence is in his eyes and it's time to bring him back home to peace, it is my job to love him. Some people say it's called fucking the war out of men. That's why porn is popular. Here's my opinion. Because men like the reward that comes with masculine acts. Men who are just masculine for themselves, who conquer only for themselves, have no one to fuck the war out of them. So they praise themselves. You know what I mean?
This lady is so funny. Why am I now just finding this channel?
Or hire someone to do it. It's logical. I get it. Like, woo, I did a good job. I chopped some wood. Okay, getting back to ladies. Do you really want to compete with men over scarce resources?
I gotta play that again.
Or hire someone to do it. It's logical. I get it. Like, woo, I did a good job. I chopped some wood. Okay, getting back to ladies. Do you really want to compete with men over scarce resources? I don't. I want to be on the side of one man who doesn't believe in equality but takes pride in protection in what is his. So what is our natural role, women, ladies? Our role is to be at home and to make it his home, to nurture him, to fuck the war out of him, to bring him back to a place of peace. Home is your heart, your arms, your body. Home is the cooking that you do for him. Cooking is no joke. Knowing what your man likes and then preparing it with a smile on your face is a big deal. If it were a little deal, half the women in America wouldn't bitch and moan about it. Half the women in America would actually know how to do it. I mean, that's how lost we are. Some women are so lost in narcissism and competition that they don't even know how to cook. Home is the solid.
Oh, it's just... This is brilliant. It's facts. It's no lies are being told here.
Solace he feels in a real woman's company. Home is the way he feels in your because there's no posturing, no competing, no orders. Home is the words of consolation and support he hears from your lips, the lips of the woman he's chosen who has chosen him. A real woman's role is to keep things clean. The house, the children, the communication, the intentions. Your role is to keep your children safe and likable and jolly and sharp and useful. Your job is to make him laugh through thick and thin. Your job is to rub his shoulders after he's tilled the garden or felled a tree or had a hard day at the office. Your job is to stay as beautiful as you can so he has something wonderful to look at. The job of a real woman is to be the someone that he can look at with genuine fondness and think, she's mine. And you look at him with fondness and think, he's mine. And that brings you both such an abundance of meaning and pride and fulfillment and provides you with such ambition to keep providing more and more for each other that you realize that when the roles are skewed and men stop acting like men and women stop acting like women and things become out of balance, it brings about misery and destruction. Ladies, we're not meant to leave our homes. We're meant to be the home, to build our home, to reinforce our home, to make the home welcoming and beautiful and smell good and have all the space and readiness for your real man's heart. When you do that, and you find a real man who's ready for you, he will focus on his property, his home. He cares for it, works hard for it, thinks about it when he's gone, and can't wait to get back to it. Or not. Or not. Stay in competition. Be stronger. Get your nails did. Get your promotion and rally for women's rights. Allow others to raise your children so you can blame the system that they didn't turn out as wonderful as they could have. Turn to the government. Vote your way to happiness. Order takeout forever. Go to school to obtain a degree that keeps you away from the house so you can fight with your partner about how hard you work outside of the house and that he should do more work around the house, more chores. Go and spend a lot of money on education that keeps you forced to work in a city because that's where all the jobs are. So Joe Biden and frankly, most of the government is calling for the government to support families, communities, and small businesses. Question, do you believe that families, communities, and businesses are important? If you do, then act like it. Be the backbone of your family. Provide for your family. Because strong families create strong communities. And you know what thrives on strong communities? Small businesses. It's simple, right? Is it easy? No. Is it simple? It is.
I love this woman. I love her. I thought that was bloody brilliant. As I said in the video, no lies were detected here. That why I can't understand how I'm now just seeing this channel. Given that I agree with literally every single word that she's saying, this is just more proof that YouTube's algorithm is all over the place right now, which is why you should definitely subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to keep up to date with my content, because apparently my content isn't coming up on people's feeds even though they're subscribed to me. So yeah, I am going to be reacting to more of this lady because I think she's absolutely great. I think, girls, if any of you are listening, you should absolutely listen to what this woman is saying because she clearly knows what she's talking about. And yeah, guys, what do you think? Do you think she's onto anything here? Do you think she's preaching the right kind of thing? What are your thoughts? Why don't you let me know in the comment section below? As always, if you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up on the way out and be sure to subscribe to the channel. And again, make sure you hit that notification bell. And if you'd like to consider donating to the channel, please click the link in the description below at buymeacoffee.com. And on that note, I will see you very soon in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.